Greetings, I'm Carolyn Woodruff, and I'm your hostess tonight for Giving Tuesday for Family Service of the Piedmont. And we're here with a lot of entertainment and for you tonight, along with some of the best speakers in Greensboro. We have Andy Eversole of Banjo Earth with a special premiere song of the Sun Song. Doug Davis performing Write It Out. Laurelyn Dossett with a lovely rendition of String of Pearls. A special thank you to our presenting sponsors, Bethany Medical and the Lenny Peters Foundation. And thank you to Fink's Jewelers for the donation of the beautiful sterling silver John Hardy necklace that I'm wearing, but will belong to one of you who donate more than $25 in a drawing. And you'll hear more about that drawing as we go through the evening. So the link for giving tonight is in the chat box. So please, please give. Billions have been spent on commercialism on Friday and Cyber Monday after Thanksgiving, but we're here tonight to celebrate and to give to Family Service of the Piedmont, which is a needy organization among us, helping those. So you can give with the link of fspcares.org/Giving Tuesday. And let's make your gift count. Now I'm here with our presenting sponsor. And this year, our Giving Tuesday partner, Bethany Medical and the Lenny Peters Foundation, is matching all gifts dollar for dollar up to $5,000 maximum. Thank you so much. This means you can double your impact when you give. Chris Lowery is the Chief Development Officer for Bethany Medical. With help from a talented team, Chris focuses on all areas of growth for Bethany Medical, including acquisitions, new practice startups, ancillary services, marketing, contracting, and value-based care. Thank you so much, Chris Lowery. And let's hear from you on what Giving Tuesday means to you. And so much thanks to the organizations you represent, Chris. Take it away, Chris.
Thank you, Carolyn, for the kind introduction. Again, I'm Chris Lowery, Chief Development Officer for Bethany Medical. On behalf of Dr. Lenny Peters, Elise Peters Carey of Bethany Medical and the Lenny Peters Foundation, I'm delighted to be with you all this evening. We're honored to be presenting sponsors of this impactful event and to partake in the National Day of Giving. As we continue into this holiday season, it brings really a time of reflection and gratitude. This last year and a half has been difficult for many people. Despite the challenges we've all been faced with and continue to overcome, we're extremely blessed to be here and give back to this fantastic organization. Bethany Medical, the largest independent provider of healthcare in the state, has been serving the Triad for 34 years, with 14, soon to be 15 locations providing primary, urgent, and specialty care 7 days a week. In addition, the Lenny Peters Foundation is a charity organization whose goal is to assist those in need around the world and right here at home in the Triad. Dr. Peters and Elise are strong believers in philanthropy and believe that giving back shouldn't just be a one-time occurrence, that it should happen throughout the entire year. That's why we're grateful for partners like Family Services who provide services and create opportunities that they continuously pour into the communities we all serve year-round. We encourage all who are able to give to please consider a donation to Families First campaign for Giving Tuesday, as we will match dollar for dollar up to $5,000. I would like to thank Carolyn Woodruff, Kelly Dentler, Judy Rosaby, and Family Services for putting this event together for Giving Tuesday in support of the Families First campaign. Thank you all for the opportunity to be part of this, and we hope you all will continue to donate and support such a worthy cause. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Chris Lowery, for that wonderful, inspirational message. And we look forward to getting gifts as a result of that. And thank you to Lenny Peters and Elise Peters Carey for making all of this possible with their companies. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we'll see you next year, Chris Lowry. Thank you. Now we have a special message from Laurelyn Dossett, who is a local star. So let's hear what Laurelyn's got to say.
Hi, my name is Laurelyn Dossett. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight and to be part of this Giving Tuesday opportunity for Family Service of the Piedmont. A lot of you may know me as a musician, but I actually started out my counseling career at Family Services. I did my internship there when I was a master's student at UNCG, and I worked in intake and worked with and for Tom Campbell, who you all know and love. So anyway, the place is near and dear to my heart. The things that Family Services are able to do for our community are deep and wide. So please consider giving, and thank you.
Lynn, thank you so much. And now, a man that needs no introduction, our Chief Executive Officer for Family Service of the Piedmont, none other than Tom Campbell.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carolyn. And it was so good to hear the message from Laurelyn. We worked together. It's been probably 20 years ago when she was first starting her career as a counselor. Now she's a very esteemed singer-songwriter, but we often laughed about our days back in intake at Family Service of the Piedmont. I want to thank you all for being on the call today, and thank you for your participation in Giving Tuesday. Your donations now mean so much to us. Family Service of the Piedmont is a multi-service nonprofit in the community dealing with issues around domestic violence and sexual assault, prevention of child abuse and neglect, helping folks with mental health, substance use and integrated care, as well as helping individuals and families with financial instability. So we have a very big footprint in the community. We have seen the impacts of COVID firsthand. As an essential service, we never closed the doors at Family Service of the Piedmont because the need continued to grow. And what we have seen, even though the pandemic has been going on for well over a year, is that the intensity of the services that are required have greatly increased, particularly around domestic violence and sexual assault and services for children and families and individuals stressing about the financial future. So your gift now, it means so much to us. Many of the funds that were available to nonprofits such as Family Service that were related to COVID and the CARES Act have now gone. Also, we have received significant cuts at the federal level for services for our victims, and so as well as services for children. So the need is great. And as Carolyn mentioned before, your dollar can go twice as far thanks to Dr. Lynn Peters Foundation and the Bethany Medical Group. So please give, is sorely needed. The link to give is in the chat, as Carolyn mentioned, and you'll be hearing more later in the program from some of our frontline staff that are seeing the impacts of COVID and the other issues affecting our community firsthand. But I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your time today and for your gift to Family Service. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom Campbell, and thank you for being with us tonight for this special evening. As Tom said, the giving link is in the chat box. We need to raise several more $1,000s tonight. So let's, there's very, very much a need with COVID and the amount of services. Now, if you give on Giving Tuesday, Thinks Jewelry, as you will hear later on, has given this beautiful necklace for a drawing item. So if you give $25 or more, the necklace that I'm wearing one time only for tonight at the request of Indira Lindsay Roberts will be given to a lucky winner, and it is a beautiful necklace. Now we really have a treat in store. We started looking for artists for this event, and we've had 3 amazing artists that are presenting their talents And this is going to be recorded and available, the link for this evening and all the valuable information about family service of the Piedmont. But we have banjo player Andy Eversole. He travels the globe armed only with his banjo and some recording equipment, collaboration equipment, crossing and creating and embracing other cultures. His signature music is Americana and a little bit of bluegrass mixing with some exotic traditional music. Andy has provided us with the most amazing performance for tonight. So take it away, banjo player, pioneer Andy Eversole.
Hi everyone, Andy Eversole here with Banjo Earth. I have a very special song and a special message for you today. I wrote this song about one of my favorite things in the world, the sun. Whenever I get down or worried about things, I love to think about the sun and that it's always shining and creating life in the world, bringing us energy, just letting us live. Without the sun, we would not be able to exist. So whenever I get worried about just some other thing in my life, I think about the sun and all it does to help us live as human beings on this planet. So get out there, get plenty of sun, take care of your health, be thankful every day that you have the opportunity to be a human on this planet. So I want to play this song for you. It's called the Sun Song. Starlight has traveled to you from a distant space, bringing you the love that makes your days bright. Time rolls on beneath the sun. Plant the seeds when the spirits tell you so, and watch your garden grow with a little rainfall. Light of the world will be there every day as you kneel down to pray. Thank the grace of God above. Time rolls on beneath the sun. Even when the clouds are dark and gray, the sun's still shining true. Night fades away and day breaks on through, and the sun's warm love comes shining down on you. All right, here we go now. Come shining down on you. Have a beautiful holiday season. See you later.
Amazing Andy Eversole. Thank you so much, Andy, for sharing your message with family service on Giving Tuesday. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Kelly Dentler, who is annual giving and engagement with family service of the Piedmont. And Kelly has had an intricate role in the development of the program for tonight that we're bringing to you. Kelly's worked very closely with Judy Rasabi and John Davis, both of Woodruff Family Law Group, who are providing production assistance tonight and will be also providing the editing of the video, which will be posted on the YouTube channel. So anyway, at any rate, Kelly Dentler, please give us your statement about how we need to raise money today.
Yes, definitely. Well, I'm grateful to you, Carolyn, and to everyone who is here tonight. I know that we're all here because we really care about our community and we want to make a difference. And Giving Tuesday is a great time to do that. And we've been really happy to see an outpouring from the community. We have raised so far $16,000, $16,630 from 65 people. And so we want to keep that going through the rest of the evening. And so I hope that you will be inspired to join the friends that have made a gift. And I hope also that you'll be an ambassador for us too in the community. And that's really important. One of the ways you can do that is on social media. So if you could follow us on Facebook and Instagram, share our posts on social media, talk about family service in your communities. That way we can reach more people and more people can learn about what family service is doing. And that's really important. And for a nonprofit organization like Family Service, community support is really important. It's an important source of the funding that we need for our programs to keep families safe and healthy. And so I'm really glad that you're here tonight to hear from the staff members who are going to be speaking, because they're the people who see firsthand some of the struggles that our clients are facing. And they also see firsthand how our clients overcome their struggles and become safe and healthy and thrive because of the support that they get from Family Service. And I think it's important for you to see how those donations that we get from Giving Tuesday affect those people and how they change their lives. So I'd like to introduce first Steve Hess, who is our Chief Program Officer at Family Service. And he has been here for more than 10 years. Prior to coming to Family Service, he was in provider network development with the Guilford Center, which was a funder for Family Service of the Piedmont. So Steve, what would you like to share?
Good evening. I appreciate everybody here who's taking their time to listen to our message. It's wonderful to see the community react like this. I wanted to speak a little bit about the effects of COVID on our services. And wow, what an 18 months we've had, huh? And it doesn't seem to be any real end in sight. It just seems like we're constantly catching new variants, and it's been a challenge for our staff and for our community, and especially for our clients. And I wanted to focus a little bit on victim services and how COVID has affected what we've seen as a result of COVID with our victims. And the first thing is just the severity an increase in the severity of the cases we're seeing. We're seeing a lot more physical injury presenting, a lot more strangulation. The numbers of people seeking services has declined somewhat. It's about 75% pre-COVID, but the intensity of the cases is just off the charts. And I think, when you look at it through the COVID lens, the whole anxiety and the depression and the isolation is really a perfect storm for an abuser. And we're seeing that play out every day. And it's also borne out in the statistics from our local law enforcement. They've seen an increase of 30% in the calls for DV since, pre-COVID, over pre-COVID. So 30% more calls for DV, and even more disheartening, 45% more calls for child abuse to law enforcement. And we're seeing that as well. So, and that of course peaks at the holiday season. And where are we? We're at the holiday season. So we're kind of gearing up for an increase in services, particularly in our children's advocacy centers, where we help with the investigation of child abuse, and that I think is going to increase. The first couple of weeks of January will probably be very busy. we have seen a decrease in demand for shelter. And I guess, when you think about it, that's understandable. Who wants, in a pandemic, who wants to live in congregate living? And that, I think, also plays into why there's so many more calls going to the police department, because the shelters are not a place that are very inviting, particularly pre-vaccine. The demand is going back up now, but for for several months there, folks just didn't want to leave their house, and they had their kids were home, and all of that really affected the mental health of a lot of our clients as well. And it's that is borne out also in the demand for behavioral health services at Family Services went way up during this time, which I guess you can all imagine, just the general anxiety of a pandemic. But yeah, it's been a profound effect across the board. We never closed our clinics. We never closed the Family Justice Center, the shelters. They all stayed open during the whole pandemic, and they remain open to this day. I appreciate your time, and the funding that you guys raise for us is put to use in very good ways and very important ways. And some of the folks that are really on the front line, because I'm really not on the front line, but are going to speak to you as well. And I'm going to introduce Stephen Fletcher. He is a graduate of Mars Hill University. He's been in the human services field for 20 years plus. He's the head of our community outreach team, and we are extremely lucky to have him on our team. So Stephen, take it away.
Thanks, Steve. The community outreach team provides community education, prevention programming, and trainings based on a variety of our specialties that we have on the team. We also do trainings surrounding trauma, domestic violence, and we customize our trainings as they relate to each of our areas. The team provides support to victims that are victims of domestic violence. We provide support and training to the staff on our agency, as well as the partners when it comes to navigating resources in the community while raising awareness and support for the victims. Part of my role being the coordinator is I'm also the LGBTQ specialist on the team. And not only do I do work within Family Services of Piedmont, but I do go into the community to provide support to other organizations and agencies to increase their knowledge and understanding of the specific dynamics that the LGBTQ community faces. This past year, I was able to partner with the health department, local colleges, and some other agencies to help increase access to services for individuals in the LGBTQ community. 18% of the LGBTQ people report having experienced domestic violence within their relationships. The community faces many forms of other barriers as well. And so for me to be able to go out into the community and work with these agencies, it helps them want to obtain services in such a small community of LGBTQ individuals. Your continued support and generosity on this Giving Tuesday can help connect more LGBTQ individuals to services such as what we provide at Family Service of the Piedmont. Next, I would like to introduce Melanie Carino. She is our human trafficking specialist. She has 6 years of experience working in domestic violence and human trafficking. Melanie?
Thank you, Stephen, and good evening, everybody. North Carolina is ranked 11th in the nation for human trafficking. However, there are a lot of misconceptions regarding what human trafficking actually is. And Family Service of the Piedmont is moving to eradicate those misunderstandings so we can prevent it from happening in our own neighborhoods. We are doing so by providing trainings and various outreach opportunities to members of our community. We recently provided a training to the Guilford County General Federation of Women's Clubs, where I had the opportunity to explain human trafficking, how it's affecting our community, and how we can all prevent this crime from happening. With your continued support, we can continue our prevention efforts by promoting healthy relationships, educating on the risk factors associated with human trafficking, and providing support to survivors. I would now like to introduce Sandra Phelps, our sexual assault outreach specialist. Sandra?
Thank you, Melanie. Good evening, everyone. Before I get started, I do want to give a bit of a content warning. I am going to be sharing a client story in a very frank way. So please take space as you need. It can be somewhat triggering. Sexual violence has many short and long-term effects. One effect that can be both short and long-term is trying to end the pain through suicide. Studies have shown that 33% of rape survivors have contemplated suicide, with rape victims attempting suicide 13 times more often than non-crime victims. As a community outreach team member for Family Service of the Piedmont, I'm able to facilitate support groups for survivors of sexual assault and other types of sexual violence. This group provides a safe space for survivors to engage with others and learn new skills to overcome their traumatic experiences. During one of our groups, a client disclosed that she was feeling suicidal. Immediately, the other members of our group rallied around her to tell her why they were glad she was a member of our group and how her presence and insight had inspired and helped them. By the end of the group, she seemed to be feeling better, but she promised to reach out to her therapist, who is also staff at Family Service. In a later group, she let us know that she had been planning to die that day, and without knowing it, her fellow group members had convinced her to live another day. Without Family Service and the support we provide, we might have lost another person to the trauma caused by sexual violence. So please help us to continue to support the survivors in our community. With that, I will pass it over to Shauna. She's our elder abuse specialist.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for having me tonight. Kind of in conjunction with what Steve was sharing earlier, Family Service of the Piedmont has safely continued to provide services to our community throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. This has been a necessary decision, as the services we provide have continued to be needed during the pandemic, and in some cases, they were needed even more because of it. COVID-19 resulted in increased isolation, especially for older adults who reside in nursing homes and adult care homes. As the elder abuse specialist, I know that isolation is a huge risk factor for elder abuse, and studies have actually shown that older adults are experiencing higher rates of abuse. The normal statistic is 1 in 10 adults aged 60 years and older experience some form of abuse. However, since COVID-19, that statistic has risen to 1 in 5 older adults. Seeing this correlation, I wanted to find a way to combat some of the isolation our older adults have been experiencing, but in a safe manner. So, in honor of Elder Abuse Awareness Month, which was this past June, I collected encouragement cards from various community members to distribute to older adults residing in nursing homes and adult care homes. This not only allowed the older adults within these facilities to hear from outside community members, but it was a reminder for them that they have not been forgotten during the pandemic, and that their community, as well as Family Service of the Piedmont, has been there for them and is continuing to be there for them. It was also an opportunity to educate the community on elder abuse and bring awareness to the effects COVID-19 has had on our aging population, while also showing them that we can still serve and take care of our older adults despite the pandemic. We ended up collecting and distributing over 300 cards. Through your giving, we can continue to provide the necessary services for our aging adults and help prevent elder abuse.
Thank you so much, Shauna. And what wonderful information we've received from so many at Family Service of the Piedmont. And if there was any doubt about the amount of lives that are touched by all of these different areas, I think that doubt has been removed, certainly. Human trafficking, child abuse, elder abuse, LGBTQ, all of those things the Family Service of the Piedmont is covering. That's why we need your help on Giving Tuesday. And we need to raise money. We have matching funds available, as you learned from Chris Lowery at the Bethany Medical and the Lenny Peters Foundation. We are so thankful for that. And we have the auction, not the auction, it's really a gift that we're going to do a drawing, the necklace from Fink's Jewelers. This is a sponsor for tonight that I am wearing, which you're going to hear more about. So with all of that, and with many thanks to all of the speakers from Family Service who've just spoken, let's look at Doug Davis. We have another artist who is giving his time tonight. He's been a fixture in the regional scene for many years as a producer, a sideman, a leader of the Triad Community Project, and the Vagabond Saints Society. And he's all-around musical, he calls himself instigator. So we have a musical instigator. His heart lies in his original music, and he often performs solo. His music has been featured in many television shows, including Saturday Night Live, Dateline, The Voice, and The Last Call with Carson Daly. So we have tonight Doug Davis, who has given his time. And I first heard him this summer at the LeBauer Park.
Hey guys, I'm Doug Davis. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. Thanks for all you guys do. I'm going to play a song I wrote last year. It goes out to all those who help out in the community and do what they do just because it's who they are and what they have to do. It's called Ride It Out. Well, I met a man on Boundary Road with the dust caked on his tongue and the bone and sinew ground, ash and marrow. Oh, and they gave him heroes' ribbons and the homecoming least he saw, and they sang the songs of grace, vesper sparrows, and if the dark fails the light, well, I'll send you flares to find me. And if there's nowhere to fall, we'll stand and face the storm. And as the last stars of night give way to dawn's redemption, we'll ride it out. What else can we do but ride it out? When in my mind I'll always be 1,000 miles away, but in my heart I'm standing as your neighbor. And if I could hold the winds or command the tides to pull me, what kind of man would shy from such a labor? And if the dark fails the light, well, I'll send you flares to find me. And if there's nowhere to go, we'll stand and face the storm. And as the last stars of night give way to dawn's redemption, we'll ride it out. What else can we do but ride it out? Well, I'd ask you now to sing no more songs of grace and mercy, or shine your torch upon the fields left fallow. For if I can only battle with the weapons I've been given, what choice have I been granted in this hour? And if the dark fails the light, well, I'll send you flares to find me. And if there's nowhere to fall, we'll stand and face the storm. And as the last stars of night give way to dawn's redemption, we'll ride it out. Well, what else can we do but ride it out? Thank you.
What an amazing performance by Doug Davis. Now, if you feel like you've been at a concert, but you didn't have to pay any admission, please look in the chat box for the link for Giving Tuesday and make your donation now. We need to raise some more money for all of these wonderful causes. And as you can see, there are a lot of service areas for Family Service of the Piedmont. and federal money and other sources of money have not been available. We have to look to you as the citizens in Guilford County, Greensboro, High Point for some extra funding, and we need it, and we need for you to give now for Giving Tuesday. So with that, I'm pleased to introduce next my very good friend, Christy Spate. Christy has been a long-term donor and participant as a private citizen in the community with Family Service of the Piedmont. So Christy, tell us about Giving Tuesday from your point of view.
Well, thank you, Carolyn, for asking me to be a part of this Giving Tuesday event to benefit Family Service of the Piedmont. I believe that those who have been blessed have a God-given duty to help those in need. My husband and I choose to support Family Service because of the impact it has on changing people's lives for the better. Especially now with the holiday season upon us, I think it's really easy to get caught up in frivolous spending. I know it is for me, and to forget how many families are struggling on a daily basis just to survive, which has, as we know, been magnified by the pandemic, particularly for those who are already vulnerable. Family Service helps those who are in crisis by providing the resources needed to restore hope. I joined the Guild of Family Service of Greensboro a few years ago because I wanted to give back to the community in some way. And through the Guild, I've had the privilege to hear firsthand accounts on individuals and families. I would encourage you all to go to fspcares.org and listen to some of the stories yourselves. And none of this would be possible without the financial support of the community and generous donors. So with that being said, I would encourage you all to spread the holiday cheer and consider making a donation to Family Service of the Piedmont on this Giving Tuesday.
Thank you, Christy Spate. And thanks to Rodney Spate also, who is not with us tonight, but thank you so much. And our next speaker is synonymous with giving and giving back in Greensboro, my good friend, Vanessa Schemes. Vanessa, tell us what Giving Tuesday for Family Service of the Piedmont means to you.
Okay, thank you, Carolyn. Thanks for asking me to be here today to speak a little bit about what giving means to me. Giving is very important to me, and I feel that the saying, it is better to give than receive, is very true. I'm happy to say that my life has been very enhanced by my efforts over the years to give back to my community through volunteerism whenever possible. I am pleased that my mother and I were lucky enough to be able to join the Guild of Family Service together in 2016, and that my youngest daughter was able to be a member of the Family Service Junior Guild while she was in high school, and that she had the honor and experience of being a runway model in the 2018 Big Hair Ball. Additionally, I firmly believe that Family Service of the Piedmont is an amazing organization. It means a lot to me that it is locally based here in Guilford County. I have very much enjoyed attending many guild meetings where I've been greatly impressed by the brave testimonials from people who live and work in the area, who have had their lives directly improved by the various services provided by this wonderful agency. With the many twists and turns of life and the fact that none of us know what trials may lie before us, having the strong safety net provided by Family Service of the Piedmont is invaluable. And it is my pleasure to support and promote Family Service of the Piedmont in many ways. One of those ways is through participating in Giving Tuesday, which I feel is the perfect vehicle for giving at this time of the year. So thanks again. I'm very happy to have been able to be here.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. And please, please give. Look at the link in the chat box and give. It's very easy to do. It's important. It doesn't really matter so much how much, although we need as much money as possible. the number of givers and donors we have is also important because it communicates to the community that this is the totality of the community giving back. So with that, and with much ado, I'd like to introduce the famous Indira Lindsay Roberts. Indira is also synonymous with fundraising for family service of the Piedmont in Greensboro. And she's been involved in so many facets. And let's hear what Indira, let's see what she's got on first and see how what she's got to say tonight about Giving Tuesday.
Domestic violence, child abuse, mental health awareness, financial instability. This is my why. My name is Indira Lindsay Roberts, past president of the Guild of Family Service and incoming chair of Family Service of Greensboro Foundation Board of Trustees. Family Service has served over 17,000 families, adults and children. Who would have thought that in 2020, this country would see a pandemic that would shut us down? And you've heard the speaker say, this has been an abuser's dream. You've heard the numbers increase in domestic violence. You heard the numbers increase in child abuse. It's time to give. We need this agency. We need this agency in our community to keep these programs going for families, children, and adults, men and women that are in need. You've heard Tom Campbell say, funding has been cut. We need to supplement what has been cut. Dig deep in your pockets tonight. We got to do it for those victims who have been in situations where their lives have been taken, could almost have been taken. And some of these people, their lives have been taken. But we don't want to lose another one. We do not. We're going to do everything in our power here at Family Service to make sure that we preserve everyone's lives whose lives need to be preserved. We're going to make you whole. That's what we do. That's who we are. My name is Indira Lindsay Roberts, and I'm done speaking.
Wow, preach it, Indira. Thank you so much. And I consider Indira a very close friend, and I love the glasses. I knew that there would be something interesting. It's a hat or the glasses, right, Indira?
It's always something.
But the message is what's most important. If I could get Ike to come on as co-speaker with me, Ike Savas is synonymous with giving in Greensboro as well, with Fink's jewelry store. And he has given, or Fink's has given, the beautiful, beautiful necklace that I've had the 1 hour I can wear it before I have to give it away for the drawing. And that was Indira's idea, by the way, last night when we were practicing, that it should be on view on for tonight. So I took it carefully out of its box. Isn't it just beautiful? It's so shiny. But I'm going to get Ike, Mr. Fink's Jewelry, to tell us about the necklace. We will have a drawing, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that, but you have to give to get in the drawing. So Ike, take it away and tell us about the necklace.
Well, I'm privileged of the introduction and following Indira. I don't know that I can follow that kind of vibe. Get me some glasses, Indira, to follow your deal. But I miss Greensboro so much, and I miss all of you very much. But I'm glad that you guys are including me, and I'm privileged to be here tonight for this great cause. What Caroline is wearing is a John Hardy necklace. I know a lot of you love it. I know Indira is a fan. And that necklace is a dragon necklace. It's supposed to bring good luck. So hopefully you'll raise lots of money tonight. And that necklace was made in Bali, Indonesia. That's all I have to say about the necklace. It's pretty spectacular. And Caroline, it looks fantastic on you. I miss you too, Tom.
Well, I'm going to be in the drawing, so you can rest assured my name's already in there. I love the necklace. It is just absolutely gorgeous. So for anyone out there who is giving $25 or more, your name will be entered into a special drawing for this necklace, which comes also in a beautiful box that's lined with velvet and all of that. So if you give, the drawing will be on December 1, and you'll be notified by Kelly Dentler, who you heard from, who works in annual giving with Family Service of the Piedmont. So get your name in now for that drawing. We have another special treat. Thank you, Ike. Anything else in final words, Ike?
No, I just want to commend you all for this. You know, I've been involved from day one with Big Hairball, and I know you don't want to talk about that tonight, but when I went to the home downtown Greensboro and saw everything close by, I just like to say it's an incredible cause, and thank you for all of you on this panel for what you do to raise money for a great cause.
I will say that Fink's Jewelry does not have a location in Greensboro anymore, partially, I think possibly because of the pandemic and economics. But Ike has still been Johnny on the spot to get you deliveries, to send you text messages about John Hardy and David Uhrman and Roberto Coin and those kinds of the jewelry that a lot of us really love to wear. And if you can love to wear this, you can also afford to give a little bit more tonight. So Ike has been very much personally delivering presents for Christmas. So think about things. And I really am into being loyal to those companies that support Family Service of the Piedmont, like the Lenny Peters Foundation, like Bethany Medical, like Fink's Jewelers. When you can support those organizations that support Family Services of Piedmont, it all comes full circle for everyone. So, and these singers, songwriters that we've had tonight, go on YouTube and like them or join their protocols. But thank you so much, Ike, and you do so much for our community in so many different ways. And we thank you. And Deary, you got anything to say about Ike?
Well, we miss Ike. We love Ike. He has been such a strong advocate for the clients of Family Service, because at the end of the day, you know, whether it's Giving Tuesday, annual campaign, the oyster roast, you know, Big Hairball, all money that we raise goes to the clients of Family Service. And, you know, I just appreciate Ike just doing what he has done for such a long time. I came to know Ike, you know, joining Family Service when I was just kind of curious about, what is this oyster roast? Had a great time. And I said, I need to get involved, and the rest is history. So we've been joined at the hip ever since. Ike, by the way, I am sitting at the Hotel Roanoke in Roanoke, Virginia, not too far from Fink's in Salem, Virginia. So just FYI, I was up here seeing some customers earlier today. And of course, you know, every time I come up here to the Roanoke, Salem, Blacksburg area, I think of you because I see all the Fink side, and I have to go back and think of Ike.
Thank you, Indira.
You're welcome.
So, but if you are giving to the other programs, please give to this one too, because they're measured separately. And Kelly and I are counting on additional gifts for Giving Tuesday. And it's important to have different kinds of giving. And this is an acknowledgement of an anti-commercialism from Thanksgiving. And just give a little bit to this charity that you otherwise maybe would have spent on eating out a dinner or whatever it might be. And so thank you, Ike, and thank you again, Indira, for those words. Now we have a singer-songwriter that probably most of you have encountered in many different ways in our community. Singer-songwriter Laurelyn Dossett lives and writes in the Piedmont of North Carolina. And you heard the message from her at the very beginning. She used to intern with Family Service of the Piedmont. Her songs tend to reflect the stories of the region, both traditional and contemporary. Laurelyn's latest creative endeavor is Ramble on Big Creek, where she hosts performances by some of the region's most sought-after musicians. Coming in December will be the music of Beautiful Star, and I've seen Beautiful Star on a couple of occasions, and it is something not to miss. Our program will now feature Laurelyn Dossett.
This is for Family Service of the Piedmont, and right, okay. I am a stranger on a winter's night, mile after mile, light after light, the moon a lantern, or the frozen world, moon after moon, on a string of pearls. I am a mother, I count the years, day after day, tear after tear. My boys beloved, my precious girls, joy after joy on a string of pearls. I am a daughter, I am a son, heart after heart, a hope begun. My mother's hands, my father's curls, love after love on a string of pearls. I am a stranger on a winter's night. Reach for the joy and lean for the light. The moon a lantern, or the frozen world, moon after moon, on a string of pearls, a distant candle, the stars a swirl. Moon after moon, on a string of pearls. Moon after moon, moon after moon, moon after moon.
Thank you so much, Laurelyn Dossett. And that ought to inspire everyone to give on this Giving Tuesday. The link is in the chat box, so please give now. Remember, we've got matching money, as Scott Lowery explained, from the Lenny Peters Foundation and Bethany Medical. We have a giveaway, a raffle item that Ike Savas with thanks the beautiful John Hardy necklace that I'm wearing. And you've been given the gift of song tonight from Andy Eversole of Banjo Earth with the Sun Song, Doug Davis with Write It Out, and now Laurelyn Dossett with String of Pearls. You have, I also want to thank the production team tonight from Woodruff Family Law Group. Judy Rasabi and John Davis have done an amazing job putting together the technical side of this. And I'm Carolyn Woodruff, CEO of Woodruff Family Law Group. We've had many wonderful speakers tonight from Family Service. Thank you to each one of those. We've had community speakers. And I won't rename all the names, but I am indebted to each of you for sharing your time tonight. Now we ask that those share money for Giving Tuesday for Family Service of the Piedmont. And you can find the link. We need the number of donors as well as the amount. If you give $25, you'll be in the auction for this beautiful necklace. Any other speakers want to say a final word? Many thanks to Tom Campbell for the event. And there's just really, I've learned so much tonight about human trafficking, the work of the LGBT community that we're doing for family service. And I can't even name elder abuse. I mean, I can't even name all the topics, but you know that these programs take a lot of money. And even if you give in other areas of family service, it's important that you give today. It's important to you and it's important to the organization. So this is Carolyn Woodruff. I'm signing off on Giving Tuesday. And thank you so much for all of your participation. Please, please give now. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, Indira. Bye, Ike. Everybody wave goodbye. Or everybody say goodbye together. Bye.
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 Thank you, Tom.
Bye.
Thank you, Shauna.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you so much, Melanie.
We did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. There's my husband, Dwight Inslee. Thank you for putting up with us doing everything we needed to do, Dwight.
Great job, Caroline.
Thank you, Ike. See you next time. Bye-bye.